Very nice to be here. Thank you very much for having us. If we can go to our first slide. It's wonderful for us at NVIDIA to be here at the inaugural Waves conference, and there's a number of reasons for that. In particular, we've been a partner in India for many years, and one of the things that drives us is our alignment on the mission of bringing AI to media and entertainment. And nowhere is that more evident than what we've been hearing over the past few days around Waves. So if we could just get to my slide up there, please. While they're doing that, we've been a partner with many companies here for a number of years, and one of those companies is DNEG. Our partnership here with companies is, like I said, long-standing. We've worked with companies both in the development of software and the production of visual effects for many years. And in doing so, we've seen a number of companies that have done amazing things. And in particular, I wanted to reach out and give it a congratulations to DNEG on their recent Academy Award winning work in the visual effects category. Our Media 2 initiative is focused on bringing AI to all aspects of the workflows in media, whether it's live media, streaming, intelligent content creation. There's degrees of AI that are transforming the industry altogether. And it could be what we call from behind the screen or in front of the screen. And behind the screen is using AI for better efficiency and more effective productions. There we go. All right. And now I can get right on to it. And by transforming the workflows, it's helping to bring a more democratized capability of media and entertainment to a broader audience. There we go. DNEG, congratulations to a company that we've worked with for many years who has offices all around the world, including here in Mumbai. They've done amazing work, and as I said, the recent Academy Award for Visual Effects is one I just wanted to kind of highlight here in identifying our long-standing partnership with companies here throughout India. Now, as I said, we're going to talk about AI throughout media and entertainment. And starting off, the rapid development of AI, as we've seen over the past few years, is really transforming so many aspects of the industries, especially here in media and entertainment. And with the rise of reasoning of AI, we get to have more of an interaction with the AI element. You know, instead of just asking it a question and getting an answer, now with AI you can actually have dialogues, or agentic AI, where you can have an avatar trained on a particular area of technology and converse with it, maybe to help you along in the production, maybe to give you information about what you're shooting, things like that. And so this whole thing is accelerating at a rapid pace. And at the very core of this are the developers. Now, developers are so key to what's taking place with AI because they understand how an application works or what the particular work is that's being done with the software, so they can harness the power of AI and bring it to fruition with the work that's being done together. And we're seeing a number of capabilities on our hardware and software platforms at NVIDIA. Decades of research have gone into bringing to the forefront the most incredible hardware for using for visual graphics, and it was just a few years ago that we brought real-time photorealistic rendering to the forefront, and now we have neural rendering, and neural rendering allows you to do things like hair and skin and other capabilities. And by having these technologies at the platform for the developer community, it means that the developers can access this and use it in the software products they may be building, or use it in a custom environment for a particular project that they may be working on. And we call this RTX Kit. So the whole idea of RTX Kit is to package up these technologies and give that to the developer to be able to do amazing things with it. Things like, let me show you.
Since programmable shading was introduced over 20 years ago, it's unlocked a wave of graphics innovation. From pixel shading to real-time ray tracing. Powered by 5th-generation Tensor cores and 4th-generation RT cores, the GeForce RTX 50 series is poised to unlock graphics innovations and usher in a new era with neural rendering, made available to developers through NVIDIA RTX Kit. The first of these new innovations included in the kit is RTX Neural Shaders, a new programming model that lets developers train and use tiny AI networks inside shaders. This allows hyper-complex assets to be rendered in real time, bringing games closer to reproducing the high-quality materials you see in big-budget CGI movies. The applications of neural shaders are countless, from materials to lighting to geometry and more. An application of neural shaders is neural texture compression. RTX neural texture compression uses AI to compress textures more efficiently. This reduces texture memory consumption by up to 7 times, while maintaining a high level of visual quality. Similarly, RTX neural materials compress shader code and handle material processing faster, allowing you to fill entire scenes with cinematic quality assets at game-ready performance. In addition to RTX Global Illumination, Neural Radiance Cache uses AI to simulate multiple light bounces, improving lighting quality and performance in path-traced games. Driven by rising expectations for visual fidelity and the development of advanced geometry systems like Unreal Engine's Nanite, geometric complexity has grown exponentially over the past 30 years. To tackle this complexity, RTX Mega Geometry rebuilds geometric data structures used for path tracing in real time, delivering up to 100 times more ray-traced triangles per frame. This breakthrough powers massive, detailed worlds and infinitely complex characters. RTX character rendering brings a new level of photorealism to game characters' skin and hair. The latest algorithms for ray-traced subsurface scattering and strand-based hair give digital humans and characters a more realistic appearance. And RTX Neural Faces uses generative AI to create photorealistic faces from basic 3D rendered versions in real time. RTX Neural Faces takes a simple rasterized or ray-traced face plus 3D pose data as input to control the generation, and uses AI to generate a temporally stable, lifelike face in real time. The high quality of the generated face is achieved via a pipeline that trains on offline generated images taken at every angle, under different lighting and occlusion conditions, and with different emotive expressions. Blackwell reinvents graphics with neural rendering, unlocking path tracing of massive worlds and incredible characters with AI. RTX Kit, our suite of neural rendering technologies for games, will be available at developer.nvidia.com.
Thank you. And what's amazing, that what you saw there, is all of that, what we were showing in that video, was being shown on consumer cards. We've recently brought out the professional line of these, which is RTX Pro, which gives more capabilities, more RAM, and better environments for the professional use of these things. But it's the same software stack used across. So from aspirational to professional, developers have a platform that they can reach the widest audience with. Now, as I said, AI is expanding across all areas of media and entertainment. Whether it's the generative AI and image creation that we've been seeing, or using it for recommendation engines, other types of things that you do with AI, it's just transforming the entire workflow. And what that brings us to the consumer is the ability to have a highly personalized experience. A personalized experience in the way it's delivered, a personalized experience in the way that you're transforming the content, whether it's doing language translations or reformatting the video. We know that lots of people watch their videos on mobile devices. So if you've got a feature film that's on a 16:9 ratio and you want to bring it to a vertical thing, AI can help transform that while maintaining the continuity of the characters within those clips. And it's also transforming in the areas of sports and entertainment. For real-time entertainment, using AI to bring data, information to the viewer or to the commentator about what's taking place on the field. Be able to give you a better experience to understand who's doing what and the history of what they've done, as well as in the areas of ad tech, being a more personalized experience for the advertisements of content being delivered in all different ways. So engagement and personalization in these experiences are what AI is helping transform. Now, we have a stack for developers, our Media 2 stack, and what this does is it takes together all of these components that I've been talking about and brings them together in an understandable way for the developer to harness that power. right? Whether it's the different things I talked about with the RTX Kit, or even a new one that we have called HoloScan for Media. HoloScan for Media is transforming the live broadcast environment. It used to be, in the broadcast world, you needed dedicated hardware to do the types of productions, whether you were doing a live sports game or you were doing a live entertainment, things like that. It would always be dedicated hardware and a very costly experience. That's all being transformed into being software configurable on the fly. But what we're doing with HoloScan for Media is taking that a step further and bringing real-time AI into that mix. So now, within the stream of what's happening in those live productions, you have the ability to harness AI. Whether, again, you're changing the language of something, you're changing some of the content depending on its location, things like that. So HoloScan for Media is our latest platform specifically for the broadcast and live entertainment space. Now, what makes all of these things work, because at NVIDIA, we're not the end solution. We're the platform. We're the environment that developers harness to bring these new capabilities out to the world in the work that they're doing. And it's really all about the ecosystem. You know, it says here there's over 22,000 generative AI companies in our ecosystem, and that's actually closer to 30,000 now. That's how fast it's growing. So AI systems for language, translations, graphics, all of the things that I've been talking about are from our ecosystem of partners out there, whether they're traditional software products or brand new companies. Traditional companies like Adobe, who has brought AI throughout their entire product suite. So whether you're using Photoshop or After Effects, Lightroom, or Premiere, you have the ability to tap into AI in that workflow. Plus, they have new products like Firefly, which Firefly is a generative AI tool that uses artist rights content for creating, so that you can be assured that what you're doing with it is appropriate, and it indemnifies you as an artist so that you're not tapping into anything that wasn't properly trained. And then there's new companies out there, new companies like Runway, who have taken it to a whole new level, giving you tools that can create entire environments, entire content that is all AI-driven to help you tell your story. Now, it doesn't replace the artist out there. What it does is it accelerates the capability for an artist to tell their story. Because at the end of the day, whether it's a movie or a TV show or a game, it's really about the story that's being told, the experience being delivered. These tools help you get that to that point faster. Let me show you some of the stuff that you're going to see, that you can see with Runway today. Now, the point I'll point out is everything in this clip is all AI generated.
You think leaving will solve anything?
Everyone, settle down, please.
Pretty exciting stuff. And yeah, all of these companies, I just love showing their work because they're taking everything to the next level. Now, like I said, everything in that clip was AI generated, but it was designed and put together and edited by an artist. They harness that power to tell the story, and in this case, telling the story of what their company is about. And we really like this company because they work hand in hand with artists. Another company that I think is doing some amazing stuff is Arctwist. Arctwist is a brand new company. They haven't released their technology, but I'm going to give you a sneak peek here of it. What they do is they use multiple cameras in a sports environment, and using AI, they can stitch that together to give you new angles and new experiences that you would never get unless you had a lot more cameras on the field, and that's not possible. So they use AI to enhance the experience of what's being played. Let me show you this. Incredible, right? Impossible angles made possible through AI. Being able to stitch together those cameras and give you new experiences, whether you're the one that's watching it or you're the commentator talking about it, you now have new experiences with AI. And we're going to start to see this throughout the sports and live media experience. Here's another one. Now, a lot of times what you see is invisible when it's using AI. So one of the companies called Beamer can actually up-res, low-res content, maintain a higher fidelity of it while also reducing the size of what's taking place. So you see here on the left side of the screen is a low resolution, and by the time it gets to the right, it's an increased super resolution and maintaining a lower size for the space of that. And anybody that knows anything in streaming, size matters to be able to store smaller files, but be able to bring out a better resolution. Totally changing the game here. So this is sometimes the AI that you may not see in your face, but you're experiencing the benefits of it as a viewer. Now, one of the things that we're doing at NVIDIA is encapsulating a lot of these technologies in what we call NIMs. NIMs are microservices. So the way to think of a NIM is we take the various components of the SDK, the technologies, and we package it up, we validate it and test it, and then we store it as a microservice. And a microservice can be called upon by the developer to run that particular service. Maybe it's a language translation, or maybe it's a different type of effect, things like that. These microservices can then be pieced together to create what we call a blueprint. And a blueprint allows you to bring together multiple NIMs or multiple microservices and put them together in a deliverable for a particular use that you're doing. In this particular case here, we see the video search and summarization blueprint. And what that means is it's connecting all of these different microservices with the SDKs and bringing a new experience out. And what for the developer it's an easier way to harness powerful AI technologies. A company that's already doing some of this is Sky Television. Sky Television has been harnessing NIMs in this blueprint to bring automated highlights. Or, like if you've ever watched a sports game live and maybe you had to step away for a moment and you come back, it can automatically give you the highlights of what you just missed. So you don't have to wait for the TV to do it. You can actually do it yourself. This is one area of bringing that kind of blueprint to our workflow. Another company doing amazing work with it is called VAST. Let me show you what VAST has been doing with blueprints and NIM technologies.
Faber dances, right circle, now wrap around, score!
Pretty amazing stuff. And did you see how the experience for the viewer is at their control? They can ask questions, they can retrieve information, they can see new experiences simply by harnessing those NIMs and that blueprint behind the scene to give them a new and enriching experience. And I know hockey, I'm not sure how big hockey is here, but can you imagine when they do that for cricket? It's going to help me to understand what's going on and learn about it. So I'm excited about these new experiences that our developers are doing. I could show developers all day long. It's what we love to do. But given the time frame that we have, I've got to move on. So Another area that's very important in the emergence of AI throughout media and entertainment is the audio area. Now, a lot of times we just think of audio as the soundtrack or something like that, but audio research has taken it to a whole new level, creating new sounds from different types of content, or being able to modify those sounds in real time, or also listen to the sound that's being played and give you information from that sound. Let me show you something from our research department on a project that we call Fugato.
Fugato allows you to create sounds, speech, and music from text and audio inputs. Direct, immersive, and shifting soundscapes for film or audio productions. Fugato also lets musicians experiment with existing audio by adding new instruments. Or completely changing the style of a melody they wrote.
Pretty amazing stuff. Now, what you saw there is a couple different use cases. You saw the first one creating sound effects for a particular clip. That's a Foley. Foley is the technology where when you watch a movie, if you hear footsteps or you hear other sounds in the background, that's what we call Foley. And using AI to be able to train on all of those sounds gives the creator the ability to tap into that from a simple prompt. I need this to happen at this point, and it can create that. Then you saw from a music standpoint, what a producer loves is to have more options. So they can take something that's been recorded and they can modify it and change it and things like that. And recently at our GTC conference in March, we had it in a preview area on the John Lennon bus, and we had producers come on board and be able to play with it to get their feedback, because everything is about how it's going to react in the hands of the people that use this. And they gave us some really wonderful feedback about the use cases for what they want to do with this technology. Again, it wasn't replacing what they were doing, it was giving them the ability to have a wider palette of creative options. All of these things come together and bring new capabilities to what the creators and the developers can do with these technologies and these software products that use these technologies. Let me show you kind of all of these things put together in a little clip here.
Generative AI synthesizes amazing images from simple text prompts. Yet image composition can be challenging to control using only words. With NVIDIA NIM microservices, creators can use simple 3D objects to guide AI image generation. Let's see how a concept artist can use this technology to develop the look of a scene. They start by laying out 3D assets created by hand or generated with AI. Then use an image generation NIM, such as Flux, to create a visual that adheres to the 3D scene. Add or move objects to refine the composition. Change camera angles to frame the perfect shot. Or reimagine the whole scene with a new prompt. Assisted by generative AI and NVIDIA NIM, an artist can quickly realize their vision.
Pretty amazing how it pieces all the things together there, right? So whether you're just drawing some rudimentary objects and then you're using AI to turn that into an environment, a scene, using AI to relight the scene. So you saw there some of the components that the different developers that I've shown you are actually harnessing in their products. And we have many, many, many more developers that are doing similar type things. We showed you Runway, there's Stability, there's many other kinds of developers that are out there that harness these things. Now, one of the biggest questions we get is, how do I get started? Well, one of the ways you can get started is if you can go to NVIDIA.com or go to build.NVIDIA.com, you can actually experiment with a lot of the things that I've been showing you here today. You can go to our developer page, and if you're a developer, you can make sure that you're both signed up to be a developer and have access to these tools and technologies because they're part of our environment. So whether you're starting on something at a consumer level or taking it to a data center and a professional level, the software stack remains the same. And what we like to say is all these new tools make new stories possible, right? They're not out to set and replace, they're out to enhance and bring more capabilities to the industries of media and entertainment. And what's happening here with this WAVES conference, I believe we're really well positioned to partner with the companies and the communities here who are doing just that, bringing new ideas to life through using AI and generative AI and the things that are going to make more compelling stories for a broader audience. So, please, if you're a developer or you're just even curious, go to our developer website, check things out, play around with some of the technologies that are there. Take a look at the environment of developers that are already harnessing these in products that are available today, and have fun telling your story. So thank you very much for having us. Thank you.